Serena didn't move. The name hit her like a chill. Raymond Holt. She'd heard it before. Big man in business. Bigger shadow in the world. Not the type who knocked on doors personally, especially not hers. Still, she didn't open. "You think I'm stupid?" she said through the door. There was a pause. Then, "Number. I think you're careful. That's good. Careful people don't open doors for strangers in the middle of the night." "You're not wrong." Another pause. The hallway was silent but for the faint buzz of a flickering overhead light. "Look," he said finally, "I'm not here to threaten you. If I wanted something taken from you, I wouldn't knock." She swallowed hard. "You're not making this better. I saw what you did with Daniel." Her breath caught. "I didn't do anything." "You did more than most." Silence again. Then, "May I come in?" Serena hesitated, then unlatched the chain, not the lock, and opened the door an inch. Raymond's face was sharper up close. Sculpted, cold, not angry, worse, unreadable. She studied him. Wet coat, clean shoes, like he'd walked through rain, and it parted for him. "You have 3 minutes, she said. He nodded once. She opened the door. Raymond stepped inside. Didn't look around. Didn't comment on the peeling paint, the flickering bulb, the way the heater wheezed like it was tired of trying. He stood like he was still in his own office, like the space bent to him, not the other way around. Serena crossed her arms. "Why are you really here?" "I wanted to thank you." "Sure," she said flatly. "Thank the broke waitress who gave your son a cookie." His eyes narrowed, just a little. "You knew something was wrong. You didn't stop it, because you couldn't. But you saw it. That matters." Serena scoffed. "Seeing doesn't fix anything. But it shows character. And right now, character is in short supply." She blinked. "That your sales pitch?" This is." He reached into his coat. For a second she flinched, instincts sharp, but he only pulled out a folder. Heavy, cream-colored, embossed with letters she didn't recognize but knew meant money. He placed it on her table. "What's this?" "A job offer. 6 figures. Corporate strategy. Holt Dynamics." Serena stared at it. "I'm a waitress." "You're more than that." "You don't know me." He didn't flinch. "I know you watched someone you didn't know and still cared. That's rare." She looked down at the folder. "This isn't charity?" This is debt. Mine. You fed my son. I'm returning the favor. But I don't hand out favors without expectations." Serena's jaw tensed. What kind of expectations? Loyalty? Integrity? Results? She laughed. Short? Bitter? "Sounds like you're hiring a soldier." "I'm hiring someone who doesn't scare easy." Serena looked back at the door, then at him. "You trust people fast." "No," he said. "I trust data, and you've shown me enough." She walked over, opened the folder. Thick contract, benefits, salary, real. She touched the paper. It felt heavier than it should, because she knew this wasn't a maybe. This was a life changer. "I'll think about it." Raymond nodded once. "Don't take too long." He turned and left. Serena locked the door behind him, slid down the wall, folder in her lap, hands trembling. She didn't sleep. 2 days later, she stood at the entrance of Holt Dynamics. Everything about it gleamed, like the building was trying to convince the world it had nothing to hide. Inside, the air was too cold, people too polished. The receptionist didn't look up when Serena gave her name, just pointed to the elevator. "You're expected." Serena rode up to the 38th floor. The office was glass and steel. Modern, expensive, impersonal. Raymond's assistant, Nora, greeted her. "You're early." "I'm always early." Nora arched a brow, amused. "You'll fit right in." Serena didn't smile. She walked into Raymond's office. He looked up. "Welcome to the other side." "Still feels like the same world, just higher up." "That's because the dirt doesn't go away. It just wears better shoes." She looked at him. "You always talk like that?" He smirked. "Only when I'm trying to impress." She rolled her eyes. "I'm not here to be impressed. I'm here to see if this job's real." "It's real. Let's get to work." The next few weeks were a blur. Long hours, endless meetings. People who looked through her, not at her. But Serena was sharp. She learned fast. She knew how to read a room, knew when someone was bluffing, knew how to listen before she spoke. Raymond noticed. "You've got instinct," he said one night, watching her dismantle a proposal during a board meeting. "I like that." Serena shrugged. "Instinct comes from surviving." "You think you're still surviving?" She looked at him. "Aren't you?" He didn't answer. But Holt Dynamics wasn't just business. It was politics, power plays, landmines in the shape of people. One of them was Eric Calloway. Senior executive, old money, smiled too much. He didn't like Serena. "You're doing well," he said one morning, "for someone without a pedigree." She smiled sweetly. "And you're doing well for someone with no soul." He laughed, too loud, like it was a joke. But the tension lingered. Raymond warned her later, "Be careful with Eric. He doesn't lose gracefully." "Good," she said. "Neither do I." Then came the leak. A confidential report. Financial damage in the millions. And Serena's name was on the forwarded email. She didn't panic. She stormed into Raymond's office, dropped the printout on his desk. "This isn't me." "I know. But they won't care, will they?" "Number they won't." "So what now?" "We find who did." Together they traced it. Late nights, coffee, codes. Nora helped, quiet, efficient. Maybe even on Serena's side. They uncovered it. Eric Calloway. Sloppy mistake. One forwarded email tied to his burner account. Serena walked into the next board meeting before they could summon her. Dropped the evidence like a mic. The fallout was fast. Brutal. Eric tried to deny, then to beg. Raymond's voice was ice. "You're done." The board backed him. Serena didn't smile, but inside, she burned. Victory was a quiet flame. Steady, sure. Weeks later, she stood beside Daniel. Graduation cap slightly crooked. "You did it," she said. He grinned. "You too." Raymond watched them from a few steps away. "You're making this place better," he said to her. She nodded. "I plan to." And she did, year by year. She rose through the ranks. Vice president, then senior. She built programs, hired people like her, invested in neighborhoods that had been forgotten. She made Holt Dynamics human. At the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the Carter Holt Foundation, Daniel, now in college, hugged her. "Still the best cookie I ever got," he said. She laughed. "Still the best choice I ever made." The cameras flashed, the crowd cheered, and Serena Carter, once a waitress, once a suspect, always a fighter, stood tall. Not because she'd been given a chance, but because she took it and built something no one could take away. Not now. Not ever.